Hey traders, hope everyone had a great weekend. Hey, wanted to bring you the weekend video here with a quick look at the market and our portfolio. Not much activity in most of August till this week, as you can see from what's been happening here. We've got out of Lulu. We took some stops here as well, which is perfectly fine. Like I told you, I'm okay with what market is giving us, and it is what it is. So Lulu, we banked in good money. KR is my position trade. I'm not really worried about it. Costco looks like it looks like it wants to rally. Um, we had this was my biggest, probably my biggest regret here in ZM. I got aggressive and I paid the price, and look at now. I mean, we got in at what, 264, um, and we took a stop at 236. You want to see where that is? Have a look. This one that I needed to get back, it's at 290. This was us right here. I needed to get back into this trade. There was really one entry was right here. Um, 236 was my stop. Entry was really good. Entry was right here. A good calculated entry was at 250, and stop would have been at 230. So about $20 stop, and it's hitting. Those of you who likes 2 to 1, that kind of deal. But hey, I don't like to lament over, but I like to go back and evaluate my trades and see what I could have done differently. So that's that. Pin's been a disappointment lately. Chewy is doing fine. We'll go over Amazon, which I'm fully invested in Amazon. I mean, a little bit over invested, albeit just 5 shares if you're at 100,000 account. But I actually have a little bit more size than Amazon, but I am fully invested. This is and pins again. That's our second position, NVTA and spot. NVTA is doing fine. So let's have a look and see what's happening. Uh, Qs, let's start with the Qs. Obviously, this is um, a new highs territory, so you've got this unprecedented run, took out the highs, consolidated for about a month right here into this, and then just stair stepping its way up. Now, I did put a short position via weekly puts for QQQs cheap, just to keep just my sanity with the long and kind of a hedge for my longs. But this looks good until it doesn't. I mean, you've got Apple that would not stop. There's no force in the world can stop Apple at the moment. There's no force in the world can look at Apple just consolidated here, another breakout gap up, and I saw this on Apple intraday, and I just couldn't get myself to um, uh, to push the button here on Apple. It was like around 483, and this thing went as high as what was the high on Apple right here? So what was the high? It went 497. So 14 days, $14 after the entry. But check this out. This was a really nice consolidation here. Right into that 5 minutes opening range. So you've got 483 by 481, and you get target right here, 492. Pretty quickly you hit target. Even 15 minutes was even nicer. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 setup on the 15 minutes, and that's something when I go back and when I review my trades, that's how I understand. Okay, that's where the mistake was made. So that said, Qs, I mean, quite frankly, you can just you can put your support right here on Qs. If we take out this, maybe we revisit this, but unless and until that happens, all bets are off. And spiders, they're spiders. It's been really tight price action on spiders. Finally broke above this highs, closed above the highs. So let's see what happens here in the spider. But I think your first level of support will be right here on the spiders. Then this 21 period moving average, then this, and then maybe this. But that's a lot. A lot of things have to happen before that happen. Now, however, I do think the Tesla has a really nice weekly breakout here, but I do think the Tesla will gap up tomorrow, and we'll see a little bit more rally into Tesla as well. Um, we had a phenomenal week with options trade. We absolutely killed it, and we had both Amazon and Google and Apple in the options trade that killed it. So those of you who are participating in options trade, congratulations. If you invested 14,000 into the trading account, you're up just over double. It's 30,000 last week for the options trade. So Amazon, going back to Amazon, I have a full position in Amazon. So here's a plan with Amazon. I personally would like to get add to this position, as crazy as it sounds. You've got a 33.40. I mean, I like to add it to about 33.30 and then raise my stop to maybe 3200. So right now, our average price in Amazon is 32.18 and our stop is 30.70, and that will be add and reduce. So I will add to 33.30 and then I reduce my stop to just below here. We're looking pretty good, but I do think Amazon's going to break out. I mean, this is a really, really nice consolidation, and it's really one of my favorite stocks. I mean, I hope this one's do some stock split, but it takes so much of the buying power, but it's also super explosive as well. KR, no change here. Let us sit there. I want 50 bucks from it. There's nothing here. Costco, nice. Give us a little bit of a heartburn here. But that right there, it turned out to be weekly 1, 2, 3, which finally broke on Friday. So look for a continuation here on this one that had a really nice consolidation. We actually played this, so it turned out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom. And now it's starting to move here on Costco. So in order for weekly chart to rest, the daily has to roll over. That's just weekly bar has 5 trading days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that turned out to be this. And finally we broke out. So Costco looks pretty good now. Pins it's a make or break for pins. Every time it try to go, it gets knocked down. So this is the area of resistance that's having a really, really tough time. I like the gap, but his stops are in place. There's not much to say. Chewy put a nice bottoming tail on Friday. It's right here. So once we take out this area, I really think it's about 57, 58. You're going to see a nice move on Chewy as well. NVTA, that was one of my nice favorite trades here, with one of my favorite setups on NVTA. It's just about the handle that's building over the 21 period moving average. It's at 35.35, and we're up about 6%, 7% on this trade, and this one looks really, really nice. Even the weekly chart's starting to look really nice. Spot hit, I think. Spot hit, I believe it hit 280 or something, what, 276. It hit 276 on Friday. It was looking pretty good, and I just glanced my swing trading account because I was so busy day trading on Friday, and my swing trading account was nicely green. It didn't finish all that green on Friday, but nonetheless, we're still up 5%. But obviously the options trading that I closed out Friday, that made it super lush green, especially Apple, and I literally held it till the last. I just let the options expire, and then just the cash settles into my account because Apple was so hot on Friday, and that worked out really, really good. So this is what's happening with Spot. Now, one trade that I have is Netflix. We had a trade alert for 498.25, and check this out. This one went to 498.13. So 498.25, I like that. This trade 498.25 by 487.48. And I'm looking for new highs here on Netflix. So that's one trade that I have in going into next week. And as the earnings season are subsiding, we have some retail that's still reporting. Lulu. It's getting up there. Look at the weekly chart, where it was and where it is now. But I do think Lulu's going to have some good earnings. All the retail it's been super forgiving because when we see the retail, like Lulu is best in class, but when you see Nike, this one just keep keep grinding higher. XRT, so that's your retail sector. That look at where the retail sector is. So retail sector is really good, but here's where the caution is the energy sectors just cannot get going here. And I have some stocks that I'm looking to, looking to see if I can, want to dip my toes into these stocks like Exxon Mobil's of the world, Valero's of the world, but they're not ready yet. So they're not ready for my type because I don't like anything that's beaten up. So that's not my style. But I am looking to maybe take a short trade in BA. It's not setting up yet, but that's just something that I'm thinking. So that's what I have for you, other than a couple of speculative stocks like Fun, Caper. Fun is it's let it come back. That's fine. And look at those the Kodak Maniac and see how that worked out for everybody. It's just crazy. And maybe one day it goes right back up there. I mean, who knows? Something else that I like, but it's just a little bit late in the game. We need to pull back is Z. That was a nice gap, and then T-Mobile. T-Mobile is one of my favorite gaps, right? Favorite setup right here. We can probably, if you want to get super super aggressive on T-Mobile, then your entry will be right here, 115.60. You put a stop right here, and then add to your position at 118. So right here, 118 is a real add. And I mean 118 like 117.99 because the high was 118.000. So, I had some, as you can see, I had some trades here in T-Mobile that we did really well the day that we traded. So, um, and a couple of other things. This stock that we have traded before, Nari, this had just a bad day. Now it looks like it wants to move higher after our. I think it printed 72 after our. It did fine for us. 4 is kind of bull flagging right here, so I like that setup. So keep an eye on 4 as well, and VRM is also if I can load the symbol, the VRM, but that also looks pretty darn good. And I can load a symbol here. So, but here's the what I talked about in my commentary about um, the and there we go. TradeStation does that every Sunday. Seriously, it does this every Sunday. Um, it just goes in and out, in and out. VRM, I like that. This setup, this may be getting ready to move higher. Um, uh, and check out the mRNA and look at this. I've got mRNA on 3 charts and I've got VRM on 1 chart. So that's the shenanigans here. So here we go. So these COVID stocks are starting to really break down here, and these stocks were hot. Um, so keep, um, NVAX, I think it was NVAX, right? So these COVID stocks, and I had a list of COVID stocks, and they're not hot anymore. So that's something that tells me that we're not just ready to move higher. So here's 4. That's another IPO that's getting ready to maybe break out. You got a weekly 1, 2, 3 pattern happening. So keep an eye on this. I do like the setup here as well. I'm also watching JD pullback. I'm gonna watch NVDA pullback. I think the NVDA had a little bit of earning gap down and then moved higher, and then DXCM. I'm also watching this thing. This stock really owes me money, but that's fine. I will wait and I'll be patient. I will patiently wait here for DXCM. SRPT could be short under this area. I had an alert to go long that never triggered. Look at this, what happened, and now I'm looking to short this SRPT. And here are a couple of more stocks that I'll go over, and then actually going back to DXCM, I don't, I like this over 446, so we're pretty good, and then that will be right here, 446. So keep an eye on DXCM. This is this explosive stock. I want to keep an eye on it. I also like IMMU as long here. IMMU buy will be 42.30. So that one I like, 42.30. It has to be above this area. 42.30 stop, maybe 39.70, I think, when I was scanning. Yeah, about 39.70. That will be this. That will be the stop here. This one never trigger, MYOK. I do like this MYOK. Uh, I like this over 103. So keep an eye on this 103. I like this. If it gets back 103, look at this weekly chart. It's so nice. If it gets back to 103, I think we're going back to 130. So MYOK, MYOK. Keep an eye on this, especially 103.60. So I like to get a 103. It might be our official position here. Uh, AVTR, that's also did not trigger. I mean, I had it up. We traded it. But it did not trigger this day, and then I canceled it, and boom, it finally broke out. But maybe we get a rest day here on AVTR, and then we'll have an opportunity to get into this. So with that, have a great rest of the night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.